In solids, the constituent particles are close packed, leaving the minimum vacant space. Let us consider the constituent particles as identical hard spheres and build up the three-dimensional structure in 3 steps.
There is only one way of arranging spheres in a one-dimensional close packing structure. That is to arrange them in a row and touching each other. In this arrangement, each sphere is in contact with two of its neighbors. The number of nearest neighbors of a particle is called its coordination number. Thus, in one-dimensional close packing arrangement, the coordination number is 2. Two-dimensional close packing structure can be generated by staking the rows of close packed spheres. This can be done in two different ways. The second row may be placed in contact with the first one, which that the sphere of the second row are exactly above those of the first row. The spheres of the two rows are aligned horizontally as well as vertically. If we call the first row as A-type row, the second row being exactly the same as the first one is also a A-type. Similarly, we may place more rows to obtain AAA type of arrangement as shown. In this arrangement, each sphere is in contact with the 4 of its neighbors. Thus, two-dimensional coordination number is 4.
The arrangement of spheres in the first row is called A-type, and the second row is different and is called B-type. The third row is placed adjacent to the second in staggered manner, and the spheres are aligned with those of the first layer, so it is A-type. Hence, the arrangement is of AB-AB type. In this arrangement, there is less free space and this packing is more efficient than the square close packing. Each sphere is in contact with 6 of its neighbors and the two-dimensional coordination number is 6.
All real structures are three-dimensional structures. They can be obtained by stacking two-dimensional layers one above the other.
The second layer is placed over the first layer such that the spheres of the upper layer are exactly above those of the first layer. In this arrangement, spheres of both the layers are perfectly aligned horizontally as well as vertically. If the arrangement of the spheres in the first layer is called A-type, all the layers have the same arrangement, thus the arrangement is of AAA type.
Let us take a two-dimensional hexagonal close-packed layer A and place a similar layer above it such that the spheres of the second layer are placed in the depression of the first layer. Since the spheres of the two layers are aligned differently, let us call the second layer as B. Tetrahedral voids of the second layer may be covered by the sphere of the third layer. In this case, the sphere of the third layer are exactly aligned with those of the first layer. Thus, the pattern of the sphere is repeated in alternate layers. This pattern is often written as ABAB pattern. This structure is called hexagonal closed packed structure.
The third layer may be placed above the second layer in a manner such that its spheres cover the octahedral voids. In this kind of close packing, the spheres of the third layer are not aligned with those of either the first or the second layer. Thus, if we name the first layer as A and the second as B, then the third layer will be named as C, and the pattern of layers can be written as ABC ABC. This crystal structure is called cubic close packed or face-centered cubic structure. In this type of structure, the coordination number is 12, as each sphere is in contact with 12 spheres. 74% space in the crystal is filled in this kind of close packing.